Okay, hi, I am back again. Um, but this time I am back with a few requests. So my beefheart video and my first Weird Music Wednesday video, I had some comments from Psychedelic Piper 999 to try a few other songs from the artists that I've already listened to. So the first one that they've asked me to re-listen is Captain Beefheart's Trout Mask Replica. So apparently I completely missed Captain Beefheart's weird stuff. So today we are gonna listen to some of Captain Beefheart's weird stuff and see what have I missed, because apparently he's got some weird stuff. Because in Weird Music Wednesday number 3, which I reviewed Captain Beefheart, what I reviewed were most of the songs were on YouTube because they had music videos and some on Spotify. I didn't found them very weird, and on the weird to creative scale I mostly counted them as creative rather than weird. Let's try Trout Mask Replica. Hey, it is the the fish one. God help me. Trout Mask Replica. So that's why he's wearing a fish. And I forgot to bring the sound down because I'm gonna go deaf.
My smile is stuck. I cannot go back to your frown land. My spear's made up of the ocean.
I was given a warning, to be fair. I was given a warning that it's gonna be pretty weird.
And the sky and the sun and the moon and all I can see.
Guitar on the side.
I cannot.
Another guitar on this side, drum in the middle. I feel like the guitar on this side is a bass guitar because it's deeper in tone. But it also has a high tone, so I'm figuring it's a guitar playing the role as a bass. Because I can't hear the bass. It is so chaotic. I cannot hear the bass.
My smile is stuck. I cannot go back to your frown land. My spear's made up.
I heard the bass. It's mostly coming from my left. But it's maybe in the middle. But yeah, one guitar here, one guitar over here. Rhythm guitar on the left. I think lead guitar is on right because this is louder. This is more playing single licks while this is playing the rhythm. You know what is the problem with these kinds of songs? I cannot focus on one element. If I focus on the music, I don't know what to look at. It's like everything's everywhere.
Up of the ocean and the sky and the sun and the moon and all I can see.
This is not polyrhythm anymore. This is everyone playing their own shit at this point. To be fair, I was warned. I was warned so much.
I cannot go back to your land of gloom, where black jagged shadows remind me of the coming of your doom.
You know what? This is something that I can't check, but I think why these songs make me go crazy and do strike me as so weird is because I am listening to them with headphones. Imagine this coming off a speaker or a mono speaker. Then they're all blended together. You're not hearing each guitar on one of your ears, and they blend well together. So I think one of the reasons that I have such a hard time listening to them is because I'm listening to them with with headphones. I don't have speakers, and I cannot change this to a mono. because they've uploaded as stereo and it's a computer, everything was in stereo. If I want to mono this, I have to change the whole computer setting, which is such a hassle. So I'm not doing that.
I want my own.
I'm gonna mono it in my head.
Take my hand
You know what? I have an idea.
and come with me. It's not too late for you if it's not too late for me to find my holy land. Where man can stand by another man without an ego flying, with no man lying, and no one dying by an earthly hand. Let the devil burn, and the beggar learn, and the little girls that live in those old worlds take my kind hand. My smile is stuck, I cannot go back to your frown land.
Okay. Yes. Being fair, this is very weird. Each instrument is playing their own rhythm. This is more advanced than polyrhythm. It is definitely weird because no one is in harmony with another, but once you listen to it like in a mono setting, it does sound a bit blended together. So I guess that is what I'm talking about Captain Beefheart's creativity. Even though everything seems very individual, he figured out a way to make everything blend smoothly together. We are gonna go a bit forward. This is a 1 hour and 18 album, and I don't intend to listen to all of it. I am not that crazy.
They all got shotguns that rush out in the grass. And nothing happened. They couldn't get their ass to move, see? So they got one fella down there, he said, he stammered, and he got excited, he couldn't talk at all. So they got him down there, and Wall said, I'll get him out of there. And he took a stick and beating him, started getting him out of there. They started shooting from all directions.
Was the end of the
Wall
song.
thought he could kill.
Now here she come walking, looking like a zoo. Hi Ella Guru. She know all the colors that nature do. Hi Ella Guru. Hi yellow, hi red, hi blue, she flew. Hi Ella Guru. She do what she mean and she do what she do. Got something for me, got something for you. She shows something.
Okay, this song actually is really nice. Now you might say I am getting crazy because I'm listening to all this weirdly panned music. And as I said when I was listening to the first soundtrack, yes, we just heard that everything was panned differently. There were different voices coming out from left and right. So like the dude talked from this side and then talked back from this side. But what I realized when I stopped analyzing every bit and piece of sound that I heard, it has a rhythm to it, even though everybody is doing their own stuff. And that is what I really appreciated first from Captain Beefheart. Being able to do a hard pan and have everything blend together at the same time and not make me want to rip my ears out. The difference really between the other bands that I've listened to, which they had the similar style and they did the same approach. They did hard pan their instruments. They did have different rhythms on different places. But what really sets him apart is how he can make everything blend together. How everything is in harmony with another whilst not being closely in harmony with another. Like it's so weird for me to describe this because the guitars are playing different things. There are on different frets. It's everywhere. Like if you listen individually, it feels like you've put a bunch of 5-year-olds in a band practice room and gave them instruments and tell them have a go. And it is nuts. You know that scene in SpongeBob where everyone's just doing a band practice and everyone's just doing their own shit? That is what at first glance you were here. But once you go deep inside it, it is actually starting to sound very harmonious. Yes, his singing is weird. His singing does push it over the limits of weirdness, but not very bad. He has a deep voice, so it is not hurting the ear. It is soothing. He's singing so close to the mic where it pushes back all the instruments when you're hearing it. So it is a weird blend of weirdness and creativeness and genius. And I don't know how to describe this. And I swear to God, I am not being biased, because you can see it on my face when I want to rip my ear out when something is so hard pan where the frequency is just cutting through my brain. While this doesn't want me to just rip my ear out. The frequencies are not cutting through my brain. They're so well EQ'd, and even though I'm saying it's so hardly panned, but it blends so well. I'm amazed by this man. I am amazed. I can't. This is very weird. Okay, so this guitar, which is on my right, is in sync with the drum, but the left guitar is in sync with the cymbals, while this is in sync with the kick. This is what I mean. They're playing their own things while having harmonious part with one another. I couldn't find this exact idea in so many other songs that I've listened to so far. This would be, I believe, the 8th Weird Music Wednesday, and it's a masterpiece. I don't know how to explain this to you guys. Like, the previous episode, the debt to his father, Corky's debt to his father, that one, by the end, the hard pan got so bad that I was gonna cry, remember? Or am I mistaken? It was another episode. I don't know. But you get what I mean. This, no. This, it has a harmony whilst being independent. And that is what I admire about this man. I swear to God, he's a genius. Jazz musicians would love this, by the way. This is a jazz musician's soul eating food, you know? A jazz musician will kill for this kind of album and kind of song. I believe he was a jazz musician by training. That is why his approach is so much free jazz type.
Right. Just dig it. That's right, the mascara snake, fast and bulbous. Tight.
That was random, right? Okay. Violin, cello, which sounds suspiciously like a trombone. You know what? I think it's a trombone instead of violin. Well, there is a viola, there is a cello, but also a trombone and a trumpet. Wait. That's a trumpet. There's a cello. It's trumpets. everything except for the elephants. Really good. Background music, great. The elephants, no. No on the elephants. While I admire that trumpet playing, like musicianship wise, music wise, musician wise, the mixing and mastering is so interesting. The mixing makes me want to think about how they mix it. Everything sounds so back in the room, but then it kind of loses that roomy reverb, and it comes into a very clear recording type of way in a very smooth aesthetic, and I really like that. Which something you don't see the creativity that these kind of songs have. Normal songs don't have it these days, but the elephants, no on the elephants. Okay. The problem with this is so free jazz. This is so free jazz, and I hate jazz. As a musician, as an artist, as a person, I hate jazz. I hate it. I remember in uni when we had musicianships and we had to form bands, and our lecturer was a jazz lover. God bless you, Mr. Charles, wherever you are. He loved jazz, and I hated jazz. Especially free jazz. Free jazz, I find it to be what was invented to torture people who like order and logic and structure. I love structure. I crave for structure. And when I find a structure in something, it relaxes me. As I was saying earlier in this song, whilst without a structure everything seems so structured, was really interesting for me. But this free jazz shit, no. Free jazz is my torture. So we're gonna skip ahead because I ain't listening to jazz. I hate brass instruments, by the way. I hate the way brass instruments sound. Brass and wind instruments, I can't. Nothing happened, just my phone dropped. You know what? I'm gonna skip forward. It sounds very rock and roll now.
You couldn't have done this if you knew what you were doing. Well, the goldfish in the bowl lay upside down, bloating, full in the
As in the fish is dead?
sky, and the plains were bleached with white skeletons. Various species grouped together according to their past beliefs. The only way they ever all got together.
It's like she's singing on free jazz. Oh my god. This is everyone's playing their own rhythm, and to be honest, one of the reasons I do not like polyrhythm, not because I can't follow it, polyrhythm is my nightmare. I'm not even a person who works in the rhythm section. I'm a vocalist. But polyrhythm is my nightmare because there seemed to be no structure to it, and this one, everyone's playing their own rhythm, and it comes together at one point, but then it drifts apart and comes back together, something like free jazz. That is the thing that I can't stand, and what a lot of people might find weird. But people who like free jazz, I think they would appreciate this album, because imagine you made a rock album but based on free jazz. I think a lot of free jazz artists and musicians in general would really find this album interesting. I find it interesting because of the techniques he used, and it's I'm gonna repeat this again because it's so important. Whilst being in a very chaotic setting, it has harmony, and that is what makes Beefheart less weird than every other song that I've listened to that has the same technique but can't have that harmony. I believe being able to create a harmony without, with all the chaos that you're going around, with every instrument playing their own rhythm, one is panned here, one is panned here, the drum is doing what it wants, everyone's doing their own shit, but being connected and having a rhythm, I think that is what sets Beefheart and everyone else apart. And I really like that about this man, you know?
I did my life for a while.
It's funny because this is where I skipped to. I don't know what's gonna come out of his mouth, but when it does, it's funny. And if you realize it's like a one long song, nothing changed. Everything is still the same. The drum is playing its own shit. Guitar on this side, guitar on that side doing its own shit. And a beefheart is screaming his lungs out. While being very calm and not squeamish. He just sounds angry. That's a violin. Or a trumpet. Okay, I have never been confused between trumpet and violin my whole life. I never thought I would have to be. Why does it sound so similar? I don't know why. It's because of the EQ, it's because of the reverb. What makes them sound so similar? Until he does the little runs that I figured out is a trumpet. When he's playing one single long note, I feel like it's a violin because of the timbre and the texture that the sound has. The makes it. That gives it away. That's a trombone, not a violin. Why do I keep saying trombone? A trumpet. A trumpet. Jesus. Now it sounds like a baby screaming, or you shaking a baby that has eaten a kazoo.
A wooden candy-striped barber pole, and above it read a sign, Painless Parker. Licorice twisted around under a fly, and a youngster cocked her eye. God before me, if I'm not crazy, is my daughter. Come, little one, with your little dimpled fingers, give me one, and I'll buy you a cherry phosphate. Take you down to the foaming brine and water, and show you the wooden tits on the goddess with the pole out, full sail, that tempted away your peg-legged and beautiful Ebniskin.
Go to take my life, go to take my wild life, go to take my wife. Star Wars claw, land in my jaw.
Everything was going so good till I heard him sing, and that is so funny. I swear to God, his voice, he has a very, very wide range, and the way he sings, it's very different and creative.
I can't call it music, it's just something soothing.
It sounds like it's Patrick Star singing this. Oh my God.
Feather time's a feather, morning time to thaw. Hobo chamber, hobo chamber.
Okay, I've noticed that this is getting long. I want to see if there's anything else from Beefheart that I have to listen to. Okay, so the opening track that we listened to, called Frownland, is one of the most extreme pieces. It makes Primus sounds like Coldplay. I did listen to it, right?
Smile is stuck, ocean and the sky and the shadows remind me of the coming of your doom.
Yeah, this is the most extreme polyrhythm one, but to be honest, I don't want to compare that Primus sounds like Coldplay with Frownland, because Primus was on a different level, more punk, and their music videos were more weird, and that's all I can say about Primus. But this is very polyrhythm. This is jazz. they are in two different categories, in two different genres, and I really can't compare punk and jazz because they have different vibes. For a jazz album, a jazz rock album, I would give Beefheart a 10 out of 10 because it fills up every box you need to tick for freestyle jazz fusioned with rock music. And it is amazing. I've never heard something like this. And to be honest, I doesn't want to rip my ears out. Primus, I didn't want to rip my ears out as well. It was they had an interesting thing with their music videos. The songs were actually catchy. You know, for a whole week, I was singing with myself, Jerry was a race car driver. He drives so goddamn fast. Or nachos. I kept saying nachos for no reason. Their music videos is what made it weird. I couldn't stand the way the man acted, but the song wasn't that weird. I really enjoyed Primus' song, especially the bass guitar. Okay. But Captain Beefheart's most experimental music was very polytonal and dissonant, very heavily influenced by free jazz. Exactly. Anything else I need to listen to? Psychedelic Piper. Okay, so apparently with the albums that I listened to with Captain Beefheart, I have accidentally chosen the most commercial songs. Okay, these are the ones that I listened to before. Yeah, I didn't get through the whole album, but not because it was bad, because of time-wise. But I really did appreciate this Psychedelic Piper. He has told me to review some other songs, and I will for the next episode. But for this one, we were reviewing this free jazz rock shit. Weirdness scale. I want to say, I have to see. Give me a second. I need to remind myself what we had before. Let me see. Let's draw up our charts. Okay. So this, you can see the time that I'm recording this since this is on Premiere. So it's not 16 October yet, but you guys can see how far back I pre-record these because I'm super busy. You know, I wanted to record an album review because I've reviewed Tyla's first album and then she gave out a debut, and I wanted to record that song. She gave out a deluxe version of her debut album, and I wanted to listen to that so bad, but I couldn't because I don't have a lot of time on my hands. Content creation really takes my time. So I can either make Weird Music Wednesdays or do album reviews, and album reviews all have to be done on Fridays and edited before Saturday because I post them on Saturdays because, well, the album came out on Friday, so the reviews have to be up by tomorrow, not by the week after. So time is a bit short offhand. That's why I have to pre-record everything so far back. So I'm sorry if the requests that you guys give me take a bit of a time, but be patient with me, please. Okay, Can, which we already know, is number 1 on the weirdness chart. Top of the top. Primus music video was weird. It was okay. Captain Beefheart, it was something I cannot discuss anymore. Okay, so if Can is number 1, Crayola was number 2, and Mayo's Depth was Crayola's lead singer's debut album, which itself made me want to rip my ears out. So I want to put Captain Beefheart album, Trout Mask Replica, right above Zebra Butt. Zamuto wasn't weird at all, rather creative. But this album, Trout Replica, the Fish album, I'm gonna call it the Fish album, I can't keep saying Trout Mask Replica. TMR was very creative as Zamuto, but a bit weird because of the way he sang, and only that. So I'm gonna put it above Zamuto, and definitely Young Sogrino would be less weird than Zamuto because that shit was just catchy. It wasn't weird, it was very catchy. I couldn't hear any weirdness in the song. It was just banger and nonsense. And way at the bottom would be the Captain Beefheart episode number 3 because it was more commercial as I accidentally listened to it. And above that would be Nachos by Primus. So there you have it. This was this time's Weird Music Wednesday, but for next Weird Music Wednesday, I'll be listening to another suggestion and then we'll be back on the Reddit page. And I really appreciate you guys watching my Weird Music Wednesdays because I know I cater to a very small group of people. Not a lot of people want to hear this, but I believe if the word gets out enough, more people will join, because I think weirdness and seeing reviews and reactions is something we try for as humankind because we like to see others suffer for some reason. You laugh when your friend falls, right? Let's suffer together. Suggest me more songs, guys. Thank you so much. See you in 2 weeks.